You never think of Steve as a taker. It's always in the context as a giver. And so many of his gifts back to the community have been anonymous. And a lot of people will never know just how much he's done for the community.
Steve has often said, to whom much is given, much is expected. And I think that really does embody Steve. Steve gives more to this community, to his friendships, civically, philanthropically, and in his industry than any person I've ever met.
He would never fool around because he didn't like the ring of Ruth West Chevrolet.
Steve's the kind of friend who is there when you need him, and anybody that's been in politics over a period of time and through a number of controversies learns who you can trust and who you can't. And Steve is one of the guys that is always reliable, always there when you need him to be.
I don't think Steve's ever met a stranger, and if you come into his life, he just claims you as his own.
Steve is a friend for life. Once you're a friend of Steve's, he is a friend for life.
I think a starburst is a real good visual for Steve West. All around him, no matter where he is, he's reaching out to other people, learning from them, enabling them, supporting them.
And then you look at what he's done, whether on the city council as mayor or everything else. He in many respects is the epitome of what you should do to serve a community and serve it well, both in the private sector and in the public sector.
When thinking of Steve, I was thinking of the word crazy. He's crazy about his family, and he's crazy about his friends, and he's crazy about business, and he's crazy about life in general. You're crazy.
Instead of looking at the horizon, I think Steve looks over the horizon. He sees an empty building and he envisions a wonderful restaurant there that helps to revitalize our downtown.
I think here, as he's gotten into somewhat of a retirement mode, he still hasn't taken his foot off the gas with regard to his involvement in the community. I mean, he's very involved with Maryville College, and the community is still very important to him. And I think that's a great, great role.
Well, I would like to thank Steve for being such a good friend and such a good father and such a good member of this community. I think that he owes a lot to Ruth, and I think he'll be the first to tell you that the two of them together have been a wonderful part of this community. They've been wonderful friends for my wife, Becky, and I. We just are very happy to have had the association and grateful that they've been in our lives.
Being a product of Maryville Schools and being a product of UT and being a product of the car business, it's just been a great life, and my parents were certainly great to give us that life, so I'm happy that we have an opportunity to honor them.
An awful lot of people in this community that would call themselves cheerleaders for Steve and Ruth West.
Steve, there have been many times when I wished we had 1,000 Steve Wests in Blount County, but I am so glad that we only have one.
Congratulations, Steve, on this Lifetime Achievement Award. You certainly are deserving of it. The whole community's behind you in saying that we're real proud of you.